One thing I find really too bad in our churches is that we often have this poverty mindset. We feel like there's not enough money, there's not enough will, there's not enough energy, there's not enough volunteers, we can't do anything. Woe is us. You wouldn't believe how many pastors and also how many elders I've spoken with that feel that way. My experience has not been that. My experience has been that when the people of God feel convicted by God, when the people of God are offered a concrete, tangible opportunity, something that they believe if they give to, it will create change. It will do good in the world. It will bring light. It will bring compassion. It will bring mercy. It will bring healing. It will bring blessedness into the world. They will act. In Second Chronicles, we read about a king who's trying to resuscitate the kingdom. He's trying to bring it back into God's will, back into the fold. He's trying to reform it so it fulfills more the mandate God had for it. And at one point, he's asking for people to bring all this money, and it says, this pleased all the leaders and the people, and they gladly brought their money and filled the chest with it. That has been my experience. When we are convicted of something, we gladly come forward and we fill the chest. I don't live with a poverty of abundant mindset. I live with an abundance mindset. I believe we have what we need. I believe God will give us what we need. One of the questions for our congregation is how to be the people of God in Westboro right now. But whatever church you attend, wherever town you're in, that's still the question. What do you do to be God's people? How do you bring forward what you need to bring forward? What is called to be brought forward, and what can you do about it? And so I would encourage you to think through some of these things, thinking about what is the mission or purpose that you're being called to as a person or as a group of people, and to recognize that you do live in abundance, to be grateful for all the abundance you do have and the ability to come forward with more as needed, when needed, because that's the Christian way, to help the Good Samaritan, to speak for the marginalized, the lonely, the broken. We can do this. That's one of the stories that happens in the Old Testament, happens in the New Testament. We are God's people. We are to be the kingdom of God in the world. We're to shine a light that we live a different way. We live to a different God. We march to a different drum. We sing to a different tune. And that tune is not about holding on to everything we can and grasping onto everything we can at all times, but rather being open and generous when given the opportunity to do something great. I'm not even asking for money. There's nothing I'm trying to raise money for. I'm just trying to remind us that one of the big concepts in Christianity, and it was true in the Old Testament as well, is to be faithful with our time and with our finances, to be generous and charitable. And so let's look for opportunities to do that, because we know we live in a hurting world and there are many opportunities to do that, many people who need help. Let's get out there. Let's make a difference. Let's do it with joyful hearts. Let's do it gladly.